All right, let's talk about taking your public speaking to the next level. We're not just talking about getting through a presentation, we're talking about how to really captivate an audience. If that's what you're after, you are in exactly the right place.
So look, you can probably stand up in front of a room and give a speech. You can get your points across, you don't totally freeze up, and that's awesome. Seriously, that's a huge hurdle. But here's the real question, right? Can you do more than just deliver information? Can you absolutely fascinate the people listening?
I want you to think about this like you're leveling up. Your first quest was just to survive the speech. Mission accomplished. But now, a new quest has unlocked. The goal isn't just to finish, it's to make your presentation an experience, something that's actually exciting and memorable for everyone.
Now, for any good quest, you're going to need some tools. And your first, and maybe the most powerful tool you have, is your voice. It's time we unlock its full potential.
Okay, check out the difference here. On one hand, you have the monotone voice. It's just one speed, one volume. It sounds kind of like this. And you can feel the energy just draining from the room. It literally puts people to sleep. But a dynamic voice, that's a total game changer. You're varying your speed, you're using expressive volume, and you keep everyone on the edge of their seat. You feel the difference, right? It makes people actually want to listen.
See, the way you say things is just as important as what you're saying. If you use a bright, energetic tone, it shows you're passionate. If you raise your voice a little, it signals that something is urgent and important. You have to remember, your audience is listening to you. They can't read your notes. For them, your delivery is the message.
All right, tool number 1 is in the bag. Let's grab our second tool. We've talked about the sound. Now let's focus on the visuals. I'm talking about your body. It's all about mastering that physical expression.
Just let that sink in for a second. Before a single word comes out of your mouth, your audience is already reading you. Your posture, your facial expression, your whole vibe is telling them a story. They're getting a feel for your message just by looking at you.
So the trick is to make sure your body is telling the same story as your words. If you're talking about an amazing new idea, let it show on your face. Smile. If the topic is heavy, your expression should match that tone. And definitely use your hands to paint a picture. If you're talking about a huge challenge, don't just say it, show it. The obstacles were this tall. It helps your audience see it.
But, a quick heads up here. There's a fine line. Purposeful movement is fantastic, but random, jittery movement, that can be super distracting. If you're pacing back and forth or just waving your hands around for no reason, your audience might start watching your antics instead of listening to your ideas.
And let's be honest, where does most of that fidgeting come from? Nerves, right? It's all that anxious energy building up inside with nowhere to go, so it escapes through tapping fingers and shuffling feet. So, what do you do about it?
I'm going to let you in on a great little secret. It's a total pro move. When you feel that nervous energy bubbling up, channel it somewhere nobody can see. Just wiggle your toes inside your shoes. Seriously, it's a simple, silent way to release all that tension, and your audience will be none the wiser.
And that brings us to our third and final tool for this quest, your visuals. I'm talking about your slide deck. Slides can be your best friend, but only if they're supporting you, not competing with you for attention.
Come on, we've all sat through that presentation, right? The slides are just a wall of tiny text, they're like a million clashing colors, and the animations are making you seasick. Those visuals are working against the speaker. What you want are effective visuals. They're clean, they're simple, they're easy to read from the back of the room. Their only job is to highlight your most important takeaways.
And just like that, level cleared. You have officially collected all the essential tools. You now have everything you need to go from being a speaker who is just competent to one who is a truly captivating master presenter.
So let's do a quick recap of your new advanced toolkit. First, you've got a dynamic voice full of energy and variety. Second, you have purposeful body language that's telling the same story as your words. And third, you have clear, simple visuals that support you. These three things together, that's your secret formula for captivating any audience.
So the next time you get up to speak, just remember, it's not just a presentation, it's a performance. That room is your stage, and you have all the tools you need to own it. The only question left is, how are you going to be a star?